What's up with your family? It is your boy Rise and Grind. It's your boy, the one and only Brenda's baby, Remy L. My Ot. You are now tuned into my Ot TV. Now, before we start this video, family, you already know, I need you to hit that like button. But most importantly, I need you to share this video because it's all about the message. If you're new to the channel, if this is your first time rocking with your boy, hit that subscribe button, show some love. And don't forget to press that notification bell and make sure you hit all notifications so you can get alerted whenever I am about to drop a new video or when I drop a new video. So show your love, hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, subscribe. As you can see, I am not in my studio right now because I have my kids during the day. So I want to apologize ahead of time for any noise that you hear in the background. I do have my kitties with me. So if you hear any noise in the background, that's most likely what it is. Yeah, man, but this week has been a week of information, knowledge, and conspiracy. That's what we've been seeing this week, family. That's what we've been seeing. Information, prosecution. R. Kelly was found guilty, thank God. And conspiracy. That's what we've been seeing this week. So I thought that I would do a video that wraps it all into one. Because I came across a video from the late great ancestor, Dick Gregory. For those of you who do not know who Dick Gregory is, Dick Gregory was a comedian turned civil rights activist. He was best friends with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, Bob Marley. Anybody that you can think back in those days in the civil rights movement, Dick Gregory stood right next to them. And Dick Gregory was actually the first black man to win the primary in the presidential race. Go look that up. Dick Gregory was the first black man before Obama. See, Jesse Jackson ran for president, but he didn't make it into the primary. Dick Gregory actually made it. So he was the first black president to make it to the primary. I might be misquoting, but I know for a fact he was the first black person to make it to that last level, and he even thought it was a joke. And shout out to Life of Sparkle. How you doing today, sister? Grand rising to you too as well. How you doing today? But yeah, man, I seen this week has been a week of prosecution, some knowledge. We've been getting a lot of information and behind the scenes information on those Dr. York and Polite and the Nuwapians. And we've been having conspiracies going on with young Pharaoh. So I figured today I would wake you up with something of all three at once. All three at once. And by the way, you need to get yourself one of these. I sleep with the pyramid over my head. Certain lights bring certain energies. It changes colors and all. So you need to get yourself one. Because I definitely sleep with a pyramid over top of my head. Make sure I do. But without further ado, we have a video of Dick Gregory saying that OJ was a decoy and he was cloned. So he's talking about the OJ trial. So we have all those things wrapped in once. All those things wrapped in one. We have the information. We have the conspiracy. and we have the prosecution, all wrapped into one, family. So hit that like button as you come in. Definitely share this video. I might put the link in the chat later on, so anybody is more than welcome to come up and share their thoughts and on this situation and how they feel. If you guys want to talk about, if you guys want to come on and talk about how you feel about the R. Kelly verdict, you're more than welcome to do. If you guys want to come and talk about the young Pharaoh situation, calling himself saying he was abducted by aliens. Oh God, you're more than welcome to talk about that too. It's an open panel. When I drop the link, everybody is more than welcome. This is a platform where everybody's voices is heard. And shout out to One Community and Triple C's Playhouse. If you haven't already subscribed to either of those channels, you want to go over there and subscribe. Without further ado, I'm going to roll that beautiful beating footage of the ancestor Dick Gregory speaking on O.J. Simpson being a decoy and a clone. And this is for educational purposes. Let me put that disclaimer out there. This is strictly educational purposes. Just know when you see this overlay, my TV overlay, just know that we're getting to some type of knowledge. Just know that we're getting into some type of knowledge. And like I said before, those of you who don't know who Dick Gregory is, Dick Gregory was a comedian turned civil rights activist and the first primary black presidential runner. He made it further than Jesse Jackson did. He made it into the primary. He actually thought it was a miscount. He actually was going to ask for a recount because he thought something was wrong. He is an ancestor now. He transcended into the realm of the ancestors a few years back. So Dick Gregory has been coming with a lot of information. He has a lot of other videos that I'm definitely going to cover. Especially the Rodney King video, that conspiracy that he has insight into a lot of conspiracies, and he the way he puts them, he has angles that nobody ever thought of, ever heard of, and that's why I love listening to the ancestor Dick Gregory, because he's always coming with some good information. So without further ado, I understand. Yeah, but we got to cancel out the leaders that's misrepresenting us, yo. We got to cancel out the pedophiles. It seems like the leaders that we have today are using our the wisdom and knowledge of our ancestors for two things: profit and sexual deviancy. So we got to get rid of these motherfuckers. I understand what you're saying, but we have new leaders that are on the rise, that are actually doing the right thing. So, but I understand what you're saying.
O.J. Simpson trial or that was mean. I mean, I used to look at it every day. I got hooked on it, hung up on it. 2 weeks before that first O.J. trial was over, I got to look at that one night, and something came over me. I thought I did it. I called my wife, said, baby, get them tight gloves out. I'm going to turn myself in. O.J. They said O.J. had to be part of that mess. Hey, O.J. ain't killing people, though. Shit, O.J. He ain't gonna kill 2 white folks in America, and they let you show up in court every day in brand new tailor-made outfits. So you actually all got to start learning how to use your God-given intelligence. The mafia can't wear new suits every day. When Gotti was on trial, he wore that old orange outfit, that jail outfit. I'm married to my wife 39 years. You married, brother?
No.
You married? How long you been married?
25.
25. When last time you cut your finger? How long ago? The thumb. Like what? 20 years. Wife got killed tonight, and you just happen to cut your thumb tonight. That's a hell of a coincidence, ain't it? That don't mean you did it, but that's a hell of a coincidence. When you think how, so that's when I start seeing things. Right there, I mean, I know that boy, yeah.
Hold up, Life Circle. I gotta disagree on you. What channel is actually teaching any knowledge right now? Any of the leaders, except for Steady. Steady is still on his current path and still teaching the same things. But our major leaders right now who are blowing up on YouTube, blew up in the community, what are they teaching? I haven't seen any of them teach anything in months. They're all worried about what's going on in the community. But I agree with you saying, but I haven't seen any of these people teach anything lately. They've all been off of their path.
I don't know how you women bought that. I mean, any woman that menstruates know how hard it is to get that blood off your pants. How you think that nigga got a lot of blood in 120 minutes? I mean, the woman should have seen through that immediately. Y'all know how hard blood is to get off? Just a little bit of it.
Oh, okay. I understand what
blood.
you're saying. They're teaching us what not to do. Okay. I understand your angle now. I fully understand you now. You're right. Definitely right. Shout out to you, Life for Sparkle.
20 minutes. But then he said, I cut my hand. First he cut in Chicago. He said, playing golf. Then his mom came down there to the funeral and took one look at the boy and fainted with a heart attack. They had to fly her back. You know about they flew her back to the hospital. That night. And the whole time he was in jail, she never went to visit him. Now, do you know any black mother that abandoned her trifling boys when they in trouble?
No, that wasn't her son.
That wasn't her son. But I mean, before Michael Jackson made people mad, they used to do a Michael Jackson look-alike in Vegas every year, and the winner win $100,000, and they had a bunch of folks wear plastic shirts look more like Michael than Michael. And that was just a game.
Facts, Life with Sparkle. And they still do Michael Jackson lookalikes to this very day.
And what made Michael made him mad? They say Michael weird. They never say Richard Pryor weird. Richard Pryor shot his old lady's car. Do all kind of drugs. You ain't never heard the white folks say Michael ever did drugs. They hint that he might be weird, but they can't pinpoint. What man would ever have an affair with Michael and wouldn't go sell the story now for $5 or $10 million? That's what it would be worth. I mean, hear me good now. For 20 years, Michael been running through an airport with a little white baby in one arm and a chimp in the other. Them crackers ain't cared what he was doing to neither one of them, as long as he wasn't messing with that chimp, because animal rights don't play that. So what did Michael do to make him mad? He did something that no other entertainer had the power or the love for black folks to do what he did. He did a videotape showing black folks as kings and queens in Egypt. And ever since then, they went after him. How can y'all be black and don't know that? How can y'all be black and don't know when they're going after brothers and sisters and what they're going after them for, and let NBC and CBS and ABC tell you he's weird? He wasn't weird before that. When we thought he was weird, white folks said he was all right. And then the boy, brilliant, he went back and got old dirty Elvis Presley's daughter. So he been stealing stuff from niggas, now I'm gonna steal something from him. just long enough to get that thing. I said, okay, you can go home now. I don't need you no more. One of the fine minds on the planet. And before white folk put him in a trick where he had to do something to sell his records, Michael Jackson never gave an interview to a white publication in his life. And when you go back and look at all that stuff on Time and Life and Newsweek, they had to go and read what Bob Johnson wrote in Jet or Ebony magazine, because that's the only person he would talk to. That's how strong that brother was. Okay? Okay? When they told Michael not to buy the Beatles stuff, Michael bought it for $48 million. It's worth $800 million now. And when he bought all the Beatles stuff, he didn't know the Beatles owned Little Richard stuff. Everything Little Beatles owned it all. He made one phone call to Little Richard and gave him his stuff back, which is worth $16 million a year, and they never told nobody about it. That's why Little Richard be happy now. Richard ain't mean. Richard ain't bitter. Richard sit on them shows and be nasty. Now, what did Little Richard do to make $16 million a year? The boy wrote a song in 30 years. Can you imagine how wild that stuff was that he wrote way back then? That white folks is buying it all over the world. And so, in Polo,
Did Gregory come with the facts, family?
Yeah,
hit that like button as you come in.
On Larry King the other night.
Subscribe.
I go to sleep. I still look how it comes to me in my dream. I tried to call him, but his phone was disconnected. White boy said, if you'd have got him, what would you have said? I said, next time she. See, I know who did it, but I know everything because I read the papers. How many of y'all know there's a helicopter that can push a button and it goes in what they call a whisper mode? Anybody know about that? And what does that mean when it goes in whisper mode? I mean, you can't hear it. Can't hear it. See, he was fixing to give me scientific whisper. Can't hear it. Can't hear it. No, conspiracy theory they had them.
Oh, yeah, right. That's right. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now hear me good now. That means if we was all outside, what's your name, brother? If we was in your backyard right now at a picnic, we had 40 helicopters over us and we don't know it. We can't hear nothing. Down on them little ropes and ladders and kill us all and go back up. But your dog can hear it.
That's crazy.
Now let's go back to the OJ. The dog was acting the fool. The dog heard something, but nobody else did. They used the helicopters, the whisper move. And they came down and killed him. That's why it wasn't no blood tracks leading away and leading up, because they went back up. What's that? When they went back up? They never even tried to explain it, because they don't have to American them with a bunch of fools. They have to explain it. Now, there got to be some blood. And the word I got, they killed OJ that night. Took him with him. You know, Marcia Clark kept saying OJ's blood was all over the place, didn't you? They shut up, girl.
Now, I want you guys to pay close attention to the details he describes in the way he puts it, family, because nobody has ever put this whole entire O.J. Simpson case into the perspective that he puts it in, and he sheds a huge light on certain details and aspects and situations in that case that nobody really paid attention to.
Well, OJ blood all over the place. Now, if you get up in a helicopter glove out of a helicopter, what's the wind gonna do to the glove? Right? So if you had to drop a glove over OJ's backyard, you had to put it in a container, right? Didn't that boy say he heard something hit the house? Right? Did y'all hear that? So the glove was in the container. And if you listen, when the people said, when Mark, what's his name, Thurman, said when he came out with the glove, the driver said he had a container over his shoulder, but at that point, nobody knew what does that mean? So then somebody messed up and said that Nicole had some skin, human, under her fingernail. So we'll test it. When they found out it was white folks and wasn't no J's, what's the headline say there? What's the date on it? Can you read without glasses? No. Who reads without glasses? Oh, you got your glasses on. What's the date? What paper is it in first? Open it up. Open it all the way.
It's Thursday, July the 20th, 1995.
It's the Herald?
It's the Herald.
Miami Herald. What's the headline say? Wait, what's the date again? July the what?
20th.
July the 20th. What year?
95.
So remember, the trial wasn't over till October. What's the headline say?
4 LA city employees killed as work goes on shooting spree.
Now, that's hard to believe what they're talking about. 4 people was killed that morning in the LA crime lab. They went in and wiped them all out. The headline just say, read it again.
4 LA city employees killed as work goes on.
Now, I'm going to say this again. But then white folks found out this was some white folks skin under there. And the LA crime lab said, well, we got to hold the press count. They said, we'll do it tomorrow. They went in.
That's crazy, family. The angle that he comes from is crazy.
Killed all 4. You. Huh? Stand up for me. And then start reading that and see when they even hint that it was in the LA crime lab. What the headline say?
4 LA city employees killed as on shooting spree. Widespread. Los Angeles shot and killed Wednesday through fortress-like center that houses LA police.
His 4 scientists in the LA crime lab is wiped out. And they don't say this at the headline. Go ahead, read the next.
One man died at the C. Edwin Piper Technical Center in downtown Los Angeles, and the other 3 died of injuries at 8 hospitals.
I mean, they killed him on the way. Say, we can't believe this cracker. We put this stuff in his drink. He didn't shoot right, so we'll kill you on the way. On the way. Y'all hear? Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Hit that like button as you come in, family.
Huh? Come on, what'd you say? I heard somebody say something.
It just blew over, you know. It wasn't.
That's what they do. That's why workers got to pay rent. You ain't got time to. What have you done for me lately? White folks, I had a brother stole something from me, and I went to court, and white folks were having so much fun. They said, we don't even need to get him. He got a brother that it was legitimate way he did it, but kept me in court. They tied up all my money. Next thing you know, they put me out of my house on TV. Did y'all see that? Worldwide television. I was making $6 million a day. Tied up all my money. Put me out. The judge saw it and said, I can't believe. Y'all hold it. Y'all talk outside now. I can't believe that this man got this much integrity. I got $3 million downstairs in my office. And rather than come in here and settle this case, and so the judge signed a summary judgment, gave me all my stuff back.
Repeat that last part, please.
Signed a summary judgment and gave it. I didn't even have to go to trial. Gave me all my stuff back. So I'm 65 years old. Lost everything. You had a brother here, chairman of Coca-Cola, same age I am. He just died. Got $500 million in the bank. I was walking in Puerto Rico the other day and said to myself, I ain't got a 65 years old. What a wonder. I ain't got a hurt, nothing in my body. I'm 65. My wife's 60. Been at 39 years. Never had a prescription filled since we've been married. Somebody said, thank God. Thank God for what? Y'all crazy? Thank God for what? You got a bank account?
Yes, sir.
If you put $30 in his bank, right? And you went and wrote a check for $30, he cash, right? You don't thank God, do you? Because you put in there, right? All right. We work for this. We work for this. We work for this. I thank God that a black woman came to me in Malvina Fulton that taught me about health and nutrition. I thank God for the civil rights movement. That I saw a redneck cracker sheriff kick my old lady in the belly. She's 9 months pregnant, and I made like I didn't jump on him because I was not about scared.
Hit that like button.
And I'm sure some of y'all in this room would have jumped on him because y'all wasn't there. That's the luxury you have when you ain't there. And any of y'all really believe you'd have jumped on? I sure wish I'd have had you with me that night. I would have paid you.
You could tell Dick was a
And that was the best kick ever happened. Saved my wife and saved me. Because of that, I was playing games with myself. I drank a fifth of scotch every day. Didn't y'all remember that? 4 packs of cigarettes every day, went up to 365 pounds. I went the whole route. Yep. Whole route.
He said a fifth of scotch.
Whole route.
4 packs of cigarettes a day. God damn. A fifth and 4 packs of cigarettes a day. That's 100 cigarettes a day on average. Damn, I know I was at a pack a day. I ain't at no, he said 4 packs a day. God damn. The ancestor was going hard. But what he talking about?
So I got drunk one day and told myself, I said, look, you said I didn't jump on that shit. I was talking to my partner, my writer, Jim Sanders.
I'm so zoomed in listening, I'm forgetting to do my commentary.
Clean little cut living dude out of Oklahoma. I taught him how to drink out of smoke. I quit. He kept going. He dead now. Whiskey ran him crazy. He used to call me from Chicago to Boston, collect. He wanted to borrow 35 cents. I said, Jim, where are you? He said, I should pay for it. Don't worry about a thing. just wait there. But the brother was so clean and so nice. Just walking down the street and fell dead. No pain, no misery. And when they cut him open, they couldn't even tell he'd been drinking. Couldn't even tell. He had that spirit, that just nice. When you're nice, things don't happen to you. When you're nice, just nice. When niceness runs through your body, you just. And black folks, the system that made black folks so evil, it don't scare white folks. The cop will whoop you underneath the ground. Black sisters and lie to y'all. They look at you niggas walking all funny and twisted bodies and talking.
Nowadays they killing us. They ain't whooping you under the ground. They killing you. They skip the whooping nowadays. Matter of fact, some is even killing people with their bare hands, choking people to death, all types of stuff, family.
They say, you cool, you ain't cool, you crazy, nigga. If you don't think you crazy, see if you can get through customs walking like that. Yeah. Go to Paris today and see if your ass can clear customs. Yeah, what it is. I've seen you a long time, man. Look good. Yeah, what it is.
Grand Rising Queen. Shout out to Emperor Latesse in the building. I haven't seen you in a while in the chat, Queen. Where you been hiding at? You've been missing all the juicy information. We got the inside scoop on the Nuwapians and Dr. York never seen or heard before documents and transcripts. You've been missing it all.
So y'all wanted to come in here tonight, right? What's the date on that? Come here. Why don't you sit here? Yo, either one. What's the date? Have stand up. Tell me. That's the cover of Time magazine. What's the date?
June 27, 1994.
Y'all remember when they had the OJ picture on the cover? Everybody was upset because they made it a little. No, stand up. I'm not through yet. They made it a little blacker. So yeah, well, that's the way criminals supposed to look. Turn to page 32.
That's okay, Queen. I know everybody got their life and they got their priorities, and I fully understand. I'm just glad you're back.
32. I need 2 people. Give me 2 more people. Why don't you come up, sister? Come up, brother. You too, sister. Y'all have to look for the rest of them now. See that suit?
In Life with Sparkle, you got your wrench. I kept forgetting to give you your wrench. I finally remembered. So you got a wrench now, sis, because you was one of the first.
You look real good at that suit now. You see, it's like olive green. You see that? Mm-hmm. All right. You see what that little thing in his lapel? What color is that? Green too. Yeah, it's green too. Okay. And its ties, what color? Well, it ain't just green. It's green with black stripes, right?
That's right.
Anytime, Emperor Lattest, anytime. Like I said, you and Life Sparkle were one of the first people I've seen in my chats and showing love and support. So you get nothing but love and appreciation when you come over here, because that's what it's all about.
Okay, remember now you seeing it for them. Okay, and what color is his shirt?
White.
And what's he got on his eyes? Shades, right? And what's the caption? Read the caption real loud so they can hear you back there, brother. What's the caption say about that picture?
This grieving family at his ex-wife's funeral, OJ, here with Sydney and Justin, his children by Nicole, was treated by her relatives as a mourner, not as a suspected murder.
Okay, y'all got that? You hear that?
Yeah.
Now, on the next page, here's OJ there. Now, what color is that suit?
Black.
No. Look at it real good now. Look at it real good. They just changed. Same color. Look at it real good. That's why I say look at it real good.
Same color.
And it's really unfair for me, but we haven't got time to really look at it. The same color. Look.
The ancestor was on it. He be, like I said, this man be catching details and facts that nobody ever thought of. And you got to see the one video where he's breaking down the Rodney King case. He said, I think it was like 10 or 20 when the riots happened. I think he said it was like 10 or 20,000 people that got arrested on Friday, and on Monday, I think like only like 1,000 showed up to court, and they asked, "Where are all these people? Where did they go? They were supposed to be in your, and you're locked up over the weekend." Your Honor, we don't know. I'm gonna find that video and play it.
Look at the tie. Can you see the same tie?
Same time.
What color shirt?
White shirt.
What he got on his face?
This video you can find on Serious Times Media. You can also find Bobby Hemmett, C. Freeman L., Phil Valentine, and a lot of other people on Serious Times. But also, if you type in Dick Gregory, he did a couple other interviews. The interview that I'm talking about when he speaks of Rodney King, that's not on Serious Times. You got to type in Dick Gregory's name, and it'll pop up on a different channel. But he has a bunch of recent interviews, and they're recent too. These interviews were a few years back, so you can type in his name and you'll find it. I'm gonna play one of these videos. I didn't realize this video was so short, so I'm gonna play another one of his recent videos because he oh my God.
Y'all hear that?
Got shades.
Shades on. What's the caption say? Real loud.
Yeah, Emperor Test. Dick Gregory be on it. The ancestor was on it, wasn't he? And he knew everybody.
Says,
Yo, you don't understand how important this man was to the community, yo. So Michael Jackson, when Michael Jackson got sick right before he died, he reached out to Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory spoke of Michael Jackson reaching out to him because Mike thought somebody was going to kill him. So he wouldn't eat or drink nothing and he reached out to Dick Gregory. You know, celebrities, all types of black celebrities will reach out to Dick Gregory. This man was so valuable and important to the community. Oh, you don't believe Mike dead? I seen that conspiracy with the ambulance and everything. I did see that conspiracy. Mike might have up and left.
The Decoy.
All right. Okay. Now it's Time Magazine said this ain't OJ. Decoy. Okay. All right. Now that whole trial wasn't nothing but a manipulation and show you what they think of you when you get hooked up and they clap. OJ been dead. Okay. Say after that. And what's the caption? Read the caption real loud so they can hear you back there, brother. What's the caption say about that picture?
Grieving family. At his ex-wife's funeral, OJ, here with Sydney and Justin, his children by Nicole, was treated by her relatives as a mourner, not as expected murder.
Okay, y'all got that? You hear that?
Yeah.
Now, on the next page, here's OJ there. What color is that suit?
Black.
No. Real good now. Real good. They just changed. Look at it real good. That's why I say look at it real good.
Same color.
And it's really unfair for me, but we haven't got time to really look at it. The same color. Look at the tie. Can you see the same tie?
Same time.
What color shirt?
Sure.
What he got on his face? Y'all hear that?
Got shades on.
Shades on. What's the caption say? Real loud.
The Decoy.
All right. Okay.
Them white folks cannot
That's
get shit
Time
past
Magazine.
this man. The ancestor paid
Said,
attention.
this ain't OJ.
This man paid attention to details that no, them white folks couldn't get shit past this ancestor.
Said the decoy. Okay? All right? Now that whole trial wasn't nothing but a manipulation and to show you what they think of you when you get hooked up and they clap. OJ been dead. Okay? Now what's it say after that? The decoy. Now that's just the headline. What's it say under that?
The press assumed Simpson was this man returning from the funeral, shielded by bodyguards. Instead, OJ had been whisked away to Encino.
Okay? All right, now just so quickly here. There's Big OJ. That's not him. Now here.
So
here.
he's
now
pointing
here's
out
the same
and showing
picture here.
the difference between the
God.
decoy.
See here? That was in there?
Pointing out and showing the difference between the decoy, the supposed alleged clone, and the real OJ. Them, white folks couldn't get shit past that man. Something was going down. The ancestor knew it. You know, this man paid a bunch of money to figure out like what was like actually in milk, and come to find out, he finds out that milk, cow's milk, was the number one cause for crib death. It was the number one cause in crib death. He found that out. Just researching just because. Just because.
What's that say right there? This is the bodyguard talking now.
You know the rest. Sebenik took out a California license.
Now this is the guy who's holding his head on this picture here. His name is Sebenik. I called a friend of mine and said, man, why don't you, you got a legitimate newspaper, why don't you go and question who this guy is? And I didn't know he was a real fool. I mean, he got to telling stuff. There's the bodyguards. See here? Get a good look at that. Can y'all see the bodyguards? If I'm your bodyguard and I work for you, I better not put my hand on your head unless somebody's shooting at you. Get a good look at them. Ain't bodyguards. Them is government agents. Them is cops. Now, this guy's named Sebenik. What's it say? Sebenik what?
Took out a California license to run a security guard firm, Custom Protective Services, in 1989, according to state records. The firm has an office in Torrance where an answering service takes calls.
You hear that now? That mean what? That mean that's a dummy. That mean that ain't no business. Got an office where an answering
He didn't miss
service
a thing.
take calls. All right? Now go ahead and read that. Read on down. Listen to this now.
Sebenik told me.
Shout out to
this
shots
part,
fired in the
now
building.
you fix to
Yes,
find
he
out who
did.
did it.
Exposed a whole lot. I'm
Now,
gonna play
Sebenik
something
told him
else
what?
after this too.
Told me he trained for his new career in a hush-hush camp in Virginia.
Wait, what's in Virginia? CIA, baby. See what you do when you look at the paper? Just like the chain, if you look in there and don't add nothing and take your spirit, they'll tell you. And I'm not, let him go ahead. Keep on. Listen at him. Oh, the white boy just got carried away. What did he say there?
It's much like the kind of training Secret Service men get, he said.
Go ahead. Oh, yes, that white boy just got the rattling off.
When I heard CNN describe Nicole Brown's funeral as having security like the president, I took it as a compliment.
That's all. That's thanks. This paper here's the New York Post. Thursday, June the 23rd, 1994. How come I hear myself better when I do that? What am I doing? What I do? Huh?
Mic is right up front.
Oh, this mic.
No, on the table.
Hey, but where?
By the magazine.
Here. Down here. Oh, here.
Yeah.
Why y'all put it down there? Does it pick up? Evidently it didn't.
Yeah, shots fired. I mentioned that earlier about the elections. He even thought the election that he was in was rigged because he had won. He was actually the first black man to run for president and make it to the primary and stuff. And he was ready to ask for a recount. He speaks about it all the time. He said, "Shit, I was ready to ask these motherfuckers for a recount." He said he knew that the machines was rigged and something about the machines was rigged or something like that, or I forgot how he describes it as something else, tricked or something, like I don't know. He said the machines were tricked or something. I don't know, but he said Trump's was rigged also. Yeah, it might have been. It might have been. I don't think no president is actually elected. I don't think no president is actually elected. They're picked. Like, I think the whole entire election is an illusion. Like, we all know that election is an illusion. Yeah, that's the joint that you saw that video. He actually had that newspaper and he was talking about it. He was like, I was ready to ask for a motherfucker recount. He actually speak about that shit. That's why I like watching Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory was one of the first people I started watching when I came into like watching the conscious community and stuff like that. Dick Gregory was one of the first people I started watching. Yeah, I voted this year, but I did it to please my mother. You know, you gotta, you know, mama wants you to go in there and vote for Biden. I had to do it. I did it to please my mom. Yeah, you selected, not elected. Ain't nobody. It was not one president was actually voted in.
What?
Not one president was actually voted in. I've never seen a president. I've never heard of a president actually being voted in. Really? Well, no, I'm not saying I never heard it. Let me rephrase that. I don't believe there was never a president that was actually voted in. Yeah, he was voted in, but it wasn't by the people. Yeah, I'm very sorry for voting for Biden. Very sorry. Sorry as shit. The first thing that man did was slap us in the fucking face. That was the first thing that man did when he got into office, was spit in our fucking face. A fucking Chinese man shoots. First he tried to hit the little boy with a fucking hatchet or a axe or something like that. He couldn't catch him. So the man goes back into the house, grabs a shotgun and shoots the little boy. He gets the fuck away with it, gets bailed. And this motherfucker signs an order of protection for the Asian community. What type of shit is that? We've been going through shit for years. If you like add up the racism and the problems that we've been having, and you compare the Asians to us, they only been getting bothered for a day. They only been getting bothered for a motherfucking day. And they get an order of protection. Historically speaking, no other race on earth has been more disrespected and treated as foul as the black race. So if anybody should get an order of protection, it should be us. And the first thing they did, her and fucking Kamala Harris, this bitch put millions of people in jail for selling weed, and then laughed about it when asked about smoking weed. Like it was some type of fucking joke. So I can't stand Kamala Harris. I knew Joe Biden used her as a way to get the black community behind him. First, this motherfucker was racist as hell back in the day. We let that slide. Black community see, that's our fucking problem. We overlook shit too much. First, we let that slide. Then he tells us we ain't black if we don't vote for him. And then the first thing you do when you get into office is give somebody else an order of protection. Just overlook the black community from the rip. From the rip. No, I've never heard of Steve Coakley. The name sounds familiar, though. The name sounds very familiar. Yeah, Obama was, he was never supposed to be, he was never supposed to do what everybody was thinking that he was going to do. Like, come on. Like, even as a kid, I was like just getting out of high school when Obama was elected. I was graduating from high school when Obama was elected. And I still knew in the back of my mind that what the fuck was he really going to do? Not a goddamn thing. Yeah, they do everything through socialism. Yes, she was black until she got chosen by the elite. but she was been chosen. They don't just choose these motherfuckers yesterday or when they first start they don't just start choosing them when they first get popular to the community or popular to America. They groom these motherfuckers on their way up. Like these motherfuckers are selected from way, way, way back. Some of the motherfuckers are breeded into it. Yeah, I definitely got to tap in and find out who Steve Coakley is. Who is he though? Who is Steve Coakley? Okay, I'll definitely check on that. Okay, I'm gonna definitely check out who this Steve Coakley guy is. Oh yeah, Kamala was definitely chosen to fool the ignorant. Definitely chosen to fool the ignorant. Yeah, that's why I've referred to. Oh, he's another Dick Gregory. Oh, I definitely want to check him out. Apologize for the noise in the background. I got my kitties with me. But it's crazy how people was trying to tell us about Kamala Harris before she got elected. They brought up the fact that she incarcerated millions of black people for drug charges, smoking weed, and then she tried to lie and say she listened to Tupac and Biggie in high school. And in college, and Tupac and Biggie weren't even out when she was in college. Yeah, but I'm gonna definitely check out Steve Coakley. I've heard the name. The name sounds familiar. The name sounds very familiar. It does sound familiar to me.
Now we got it. But y'all was hearing anyway, right? Y'all want some more? Y'all got enough? Y'all scared yet? Huh? Because when you leave here and your old man and your lady ask you where you been, you try to say, oh, you ain't OJ, then you know you're in trouble. That ain't OJ. Now you know biscuits is you know you're leaving the house now.
Trying to find this other video, family. Trying to find this other video that Dick Gregory did. And he's speaking of he talks about Rodney King and a couple other people. And I'm about to drop the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up on the panel. All voices are heard here at my TV. All voices are heard and lifted. Okay. See, that's why it's good to build with people, man. Everybody got some information for you and things to look up. And that's why we all need to come together. This is one of the reasons why we need to start coming together as a family, as a whole. because we all got information for each other. But if we, we stick with this divided shit, no matter what religion you are, no matter what you did in the past or whatever, as long as you trying to walk that righteous path, we can build. That's what it's all about, family. Give me a sec. Oh, you at work? Shots fired? Oh, okay. A lot of people be at work when they be on this joint. What y'all be doing that y'all can sit and watch YouTube? I know at my job I was able to listen to music in my headphones, or like listen to stuff in my headphones. I wasn't able to watch. I had to put it in my pocket and get the cordless headphones. But Dick Gregory got a lot of info. You couldn't even imagine all the shit he shed light on. And he tough too. Like he tough too. He'll be cussing the interviewer out. Like he'd be really cussing the interviewer out and everything. Like, no, you talking your shit. I just told you gotta listen to this man. I couldn't. Dick was the truth. Hold on. I found this one video that got some good shit on it. Dick Gregory understanding. That shit was hilarious. Oh, you work at a call center? You be getting cussed out all day, don't you? They be on there cussing you out. I had to work for Target Tech one day, for a couple years, and I used to have to do activating phones, and yeah, definitely he'd be cussing the interviewer out. I had to activate those old the phones for the old folks. What's it called? Singular wireless. I forgot. What's that new joint for old folks? I used to have to activate that, and they used to come in there cussing me the fuck out. And I'm like, lady, I don't even work for the company. All I do is activate the phone. They be coming there cussing you the fuck out. Damn kids fighting over shit in the back. Here we go. Dick Gregory, understanding part 1. See, you trying to talk yo shit. I just told you. Dick was the man. I don't know how people haven't like heard of this man. Like when I talk to most people, like some of the people, motherfuckers don't be even knowing who he is. Like I be asking people, like, yo, you know who Dick Gregory is? Like, nah. Why the fuck you don't know who Dick Gregory is? You know who Martin Luther King is? You know who Malcolm X is? Look to his right or his left. Dick somewhere in there. You go back to all them historical pictures of Martin Luther King and all them people marching, and Malcolm X and Bob Marley, all types of people. Dick somewhere to the right or the left. Oh, okay. So you got one of those technical jobs. Educational purposes, Dick Gregory Understanding, Part 1. Dick, we had rolling. It's definitely a pioneer of the conscious shit. He was more conscious than
Okay, my mic
everybody.
okay? 1, 2, 3, 4,
To be
5.
honest
1,
with
2,
you,
3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Welcome back, Brother Gregory.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. A lot has happened since
Yeah.
then, and a lot is fixing to happen.
Well, I must thank you. Since we posted the first interviews, I just did the count. As of today, you're over 3 million views in terms of all the clips and everything.
Well, people are hungry for information.
and this shit is crazy.
And
These
information
interviews
that's
are
not
all
filtered through the
right
press.
before he died. That's when everybody started recognizing him.
The press is
right
part
before he
of the
died, when it was
system.
damn near too late.
I mean, Rockefeller, man, the richest people in the world, going to let the New York Times and LA print what they want to print. A bunch of unethical thugs, pimps, and
I'm
whores.
so glad he was born in
And
an
they
era
control everything.
of film and record.
Because we,
imagine
the
what they would
people,
have tried to say about him
hear
100
what they
years from
tell
now
us.
if we ain't have filming and recording. And we
And
only
because
just
they
had writing.
white folks, not black folks, even questions it, And then all at once, you all came through. 44,000 internet radios and send information out here. You see, that's what Trump knows. And he knows there's certain things he better not say. And so you got white Americans here. I grew up in a all-black neighborhood in St. Louis. So I wasn't around the white folks. Okay. And so in order to look back and see, you have to do research on. I was not around no white, except the good ones. I'm talking about not racist, the ones that come and collect the money or sell you something, And then when you.
And you know what threw me off about this interview? He started off nice and calm, soft, smooth voice. He gonna be cussing him out. He gonna be cussing him out in a minute.
Start doing the research, and you realize Sears and Roebuck was invented by a black man. And then some kind of they bought him out.
You heard that? Sears was invented by a black man. The store Sears.
I don't mean negatively, but if you ever shopped at Sears and you get a bill, the store says Sears, but legally all the bills have to say Sears and Roebuck, or you don't have to pay them. Okay. And so.
Oh wow! See, you be catching angles that nobody catch.
To drill into that. There's no way that all the stuff you got, Jones and them thugs don't know about it.
Hit that like button, family.
But they scared. See, I didn't know white folks were scared. I never lived around them. I saw the movies, they weren't scared. The military. Have you asked yourself just one simple question? We're the richest country in the world. We have the mightiest research in the world. So how can we send soldiers to Vietnam, Korea, little countries that ain't got a nickel? And how our soldiers come back with all kind of syndromes. American soldiers commit suicide, 46 every day. Vietnamese is not doing it. Now, they don't have huge hospitals and research, and somebody said, wait a minute, there's something going on here we don't know about? I mean, that's real serious. But because nobody cares nothing about a veteran, not even a veteran, anytime you go kill somebody for somebody you don't know, but they're not going to send their children. And the folks that make the money is the munitions people. There's something wrong with that. The president 6 months ago signed an $80 billion check for jet planes. Now, you don't hear them on TV or radio begging for money like they do for veterans. You mean you sign $80 billion
It's only
check
right to have a smoke break, lunch break.
to the airline industry that's making planes, but the people
Your father was a war
who's been
veteran,
wounded,
Emperor
one leg
Lattes?
cut off, arms cut
My
off.
father was
all
a
kind
war
of
veteran,
mental-
even though he's a fucking pedophile. My father was in the Gulf War. He was in the Iraq War, and I think he was a part of this last little scuffle that we had. My grandfather was in one of those wars. I had an uncle, we called him Uncle Choppy. He was in World War II or World War One. No, World War II. My Uncle Choppy. I got a lot of war veterans in my family. My Uncle PJ, my mom's brother. Yo, you know what's crazy though? Right out of high school, I was going to sign up to be a Marine like my father. And the Marine that came to my house, I don't know how the fuck he did it or what type of pull this man has in the Army, but the man came to my house, and just as I was ready to sign them papers, the recruiter got a phone call. He hands me the phone. It's my father on the phone. And he says, this recruiter's about to get up and walk out. You're not joining the fucking Marines. If you want to go to the Army, you're going to go to the Air Force. And I'm like, what do you mean, bro? If I want to go to the Army, I'm going to do what you do. He said, no. I'll make sure you will not get into the Marines. If you want to go to the Army, I will get you into the Air Force. So that never happened because I wanted to be a Marine. I didn't want to be in the goddamn Air Force. Wow. Damn. I didn't know you had a twin neither. My fiance is a twin, and my daughter was a twin, but apparently she ate or strangled her twin in the womb. That happens though. And yeah, my heart goes out to your father too. You know, he has my condolences and my best wishes. My heart goes out to you and your father because I know and seeing how that is. My dad, you can tell when he came back from the war, he was a little fucking crazy. And I've told this story before about how he was bragging. He was showing us videos and classified shit he wasn't supposed to show us. And he was a tanker over in Iraq. And he showed me a video. He explained to us that even if it's a child in the road, they cannot stop their tanks. So he gives the camera to the tank in front of him, and he's rolling over a car with a fucking family in it, crushing a car with a family in it, smiling like a motherfucker. So I know how that shit affects people. That motherfucker is psycho. He showed me a picture of my fiance has an identical twin too. Um, he showed me a picture of an 18-year-old who died because he a landmine or a bomb or something exploded, and an 18-inch piece of shrapnel went through his jaw. And he showed me like the autopsy pictures and everything. You know, this motherfucker was bragging to his children that he left about leaving an 18-year-old Iraqi girl pregnant over there. This motherfucker was bragging about it. Mind you, he's in his 40s, late 40s, maybe early 50s at the time. The only reason why me and my brothers didn't jump his ass right then and there because it was his welcome home party and my grandmother was throwing it, and we didn't want to disrespect her anymore because we already had gotten to a fight at her wedding. And yes, my grandma waited until she was fucking 60, 70 years old to marry her. She was already married, but the man that she was with, they got married in there right a few years before they died. About 5-10 years before they died. You the good twin?
Things. And so the closest I've come,
And you know what's crazy about my grandmother and my grandfather? And this is how I know love is a very powerful thing. They died 3 weeks apart. My grandmother died of cancer, and my grandfather died of a broken heart. The doctor literally told us I can't explain it in no other way, but your grandfather lost his will to live. He died of a broken heart. He died 3 weeks after she did. And the doctor, that's what he described it to us. He was like, he pretty much lost his will to live. And stress like that can really take toll on you. And he was already like 80 years old. He was a war veteran too. He was a Vietnam veteran. And love's very powerful, man. They died 3 weeks apart. She died of cancer, and he died of a broken heart 3 weeks later. That's why I got my teardrop on my face. I got it in high school right when they died.
to
Right
say,
after high
what's
school.
the difference between me and a Vietnamese?
Well, actually, I got the teardrop in high school, and I got it filled in red when they died.
Well, if you're not Christian, if you're not no religion, growing up in America, you hear "Thou shalt not kill." You hear that. So I wonder, is this what makes Americans? Is that implanted there? "Thou shalt not kill," and they
Yeah,
see
man,
they
love
are
is very
killing
powerful.
people? I don't know. But you sit and you look and you say, hey, man, something is not right about this. And then you have if you look at your rich Christians in America, rich, they don't wear crosses. DuPont, Mellon, Rockefeller. The Pope don't wear crosses.
And speaking cross, for any cross wearers in the audience, when you wear that cross, you know you're wearing two penises around your neck. Yes, the cross is a symbol for two penises. That's why you see a big erected penis in the front of every church at the top. The cross is the ankh. And if you ever seen the picture of an ankh, there's a circle in the middle of it, which represents the womb. So in order to make the cross, they cut the womb off and put a penis there. So the cross actually means two penises. Actually, let me see something. No, I don't got it right now.
Except when they're doing some kind of ritual. You see, I look at black folks that talk about we was here billions of years before white folks were. I mean, everything white folk got, they took it from you and then made it white.
That's facts.
Made it right. If you was here, which you were, and so when you stop and think about the dinosaur was here 3 billion years ago. The dinosaur, 3 billion years ago.
Yeah,
They
they
were
did.
bigger than
That is big facts.
mountains. But what they didn't tell you, so was the butterfly here when the dinosaur
And the
was
biggest
here.
thing they talk about them is being God or being the first man. That is the biggest lie and misconception. To think that a woman came from a man is fucking ridiculous. To think that the first human being was a man is fucking ridiculous. And to think that the creator is a man is fucking ridiculous. That's just my opinion.
And so was the turtle. The turtle was here. Turtle's still here. And so when you move from the religion that we've been trained to the real universal force, see, the word God means power. I don't mean nothing about no God. That's why they call the mob the Godfather. And you ain't heard nobody complaining. And so when you stop and think about the same God that made the moon and the sun and the rivers made me. So when I look at my hands, and I got 5 fingers on each hand, and it never changes. That God don't make no mistake. No mistake at all.
Well, that's one of the things that I wanted to ask you about. We didn't get around to. I mean, you speak of the universal God, the power of the universe, and I was really curious. Like, are there things that we can do to tap into that power?
You're born into it. It's like you born with $10 billion in the bank, but they told you they can't steal it.
I've said this before
They
too,
can
family.
use it as long as you don't know you have it.
We are born to win, and we just don't know it.
You know.
That's where they got. You ever see that book
And then
or the
you be
document
duped by
called The
your
Secret?
parents, and
They
they
got that
didn't
shit
know.
from us. The law
If my
of
mother heard
attraction.
me talking on a show like this,
That's us.
she'd call the police. And that's my mother. This is the woman that would hawk her house to put bail money up if I actually murdered somebody. So when you sit and think about, here's that universal force. That's who made your hair, not Sears and Roebuck, not Target.
That is big
Do you
facts,
think
Emperor
that
Test.
God put something on you to be cut off? Think about that.
That is facts.
So,
You
why is
heard
it
what
that
he
so
said
many of
about
us
your
are
hair?
still in the dark about
Basically said your hair grows back because it's your body telling you that you're violating it. And they pretty much said, think about it. Why would the creator give you something that you need to cut off?
Why wouldn't you be in the dark? You've been trained to be in the dark. Been trained. I mean, on Thanksgiving, we pray for the abundance. Now think about this for a minute. I work for you, and you pay me $1,000 a week. Oh man. So one day I want to thank you. So do I give you a day for free, or do I charge you $10,000? Which one?
I guess I'd take the free day.
Yeah, I'm not asking you, guess would you take? I said, if I'm talking about you, if I want to say thanks to you, do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? That's a simple question.
There you go. I told you
For free.
he'll
So
start
on
off calm and
Thanksgiving,
cuss you the fuck out.
and you pay me $1,000 a week. That's who made your hair, not Sears and Roebuck, not Target. Do you think that God put something on you that need to be cut off?
That is facts.
Think about that.
So why is it that so many of us are still in the dark about this?
Why wouldn't you be in the dark? You've been trained to be in the dark. Been trained. I mean, on Thanksgiving, we pray for the abundance. Now think about this for a minute. If I work for you and you pay me $1,000 a week, oh man. So one day I want to thank you. So do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? Which one?
I guess I'd take the free day.
Yeah, I'm not asking you, guess would you take? I said, if I'm talking about you, if I want to say thanks to you, do I give you a day for free or do I charge you $10,000? That's a
He's still calm
question.
right now.
Huh? I work for free. So on Thanksgiving, if that's the day we pray to the universe, thanks, then why don't we not eat that day? Why do you eat more that day than you eat any other day in the year? That's all I'm trying to say. You know, I'm not here to trick you or nobody else. Huh? And you can't trick me because I started off like you. Huh? I started off as ignorant. I had ignorant mother, ignorant father. Huh?
Me too.
I remember one day, my brothers and sisters said to my mother, you know, Richard don't say no blessing over food. And that scared her because she's scared of God.
Oh, that's his real. I
So
think
she
his real
grabbed
name is
my
Richard.
ears. I didn't know it was her. I looked around at her. I said, bitch, you out your motherfucking mind? She said, what'd you call me? I said, I called you a bitch.
Ooh.
Where'd you hear that? I hear daddy call you that all the time and you ain't never grabbed his ears.
Ooh, I would have got killed. I don't even think I'd be still alive if I said that to my mother, my mother or my grandmother. And he was a kid saying this. But imagine how intelligent and aware he had to be able to even reply in that answer. Like, I know his mom still wanted to whoop his ass, but damn, like, it probably would made you sit back and think, like, wow.
He's the one that bring women in the house. He's the one that steals the rent money. I've never.
Wow.
Why do I not say the blessing? The Indians taught us Thanksgiving. How many black folks do you know, including you, have ever said thanks to the Indians on that day?
Facts.
And so
you see the shit he catches that nobody else catches?
I say, wow, man, what a... That's not hard to figure out. And so 3 hours later, after my dad called all that and hit her and knocked her down, I hear him back in the back room making them strange sounds. And so I made a deal with my mother. I said, if you come down the basement and pray over what I stole, I'll come up here and pray over what you stole. I'm a better thief than you. I just can't justify it by religion.
Wow.
I see you come out them rich white folks' homes and stole food and then come here and cook it and they want me to say the blessing over it.
Wow.
I don't pray over stolen food.
This man was born woke. Listen to the conversation this man is having with his mother as a child. He said, I make a deal with you. If you come downstairs and pray over the stuff that I stole, I'll come upstairs and pray over the food that you stole. He's saying these things to his mother as a child. This man came out the womb with his eyes open. Wide the fuck awake. Not missing one detail.
I was
in
9
life.
years old, man.
He said 9 years old saying this to his
I was
mother.
here looking and seeing things. Didn't know what it meant. Went to church.
So even when he didn't understand, he still paid attention to detail. Like, I didn't finally start seeing the world for what it was. It was like one day the lights just clicked on. I was like 14 or 15. It's like one day the lights just clicked on and everything just seemed so different. Everybody seemed so different. Treated you a different way. The people you thought you knew were a certain way or you looked up to, they really start showing their true colors. Shit is devastating for some people.
Heard all the stories. Why would the universal force that gave me everything I have give me hair if it had to be cut off? These little eyelashes have never been put.
He knew that. He
where
was
your
just
feet is.
like making a statement, like,
But we so
you ain't
busy
never think
into
the Indian.
and this is what's going to change stuff. And some of y'all got it, don't not even know what you're putting out there.
Yes, he definitely was.
But there's people out there been listening.
Well, definitely. I mean, I watch our talks many a time, and every time I see something new, as I evolve, as my consciousness evolves, I hear even more truth.
Yeah.
So, but help me, help us come out of the dark.
How you supposed to come out there? You own a Rolls Royce. I'm on welfare, nigga. Don't ask me. Well, I haven't got a Rolls Royce. You have to stop. Y'all keep talking. You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck up. Huh? Cause the next thing you don't know.
Ancestor was the man. Hold, let me run that back.
A Rolls Royce.
You got a Rolls Royce, nigga. I'm on welfare.
I don't pray over stolen.
Oh my God, I think I went back too far, but fuck
I was 9 years old, man.
9 years on this.
I was looking and seeing things.
He said, you got a Rolls
Didn't
Royce,
know
nigga.
what
I'm
it
on
meant.
welfare. If you
Went to
just shut the
church.
fuck up. I told y'all he'd be cussing out the interviewer.
Heard all the stories. Why would
Yeah, I'll
the
be scared
universal
too.
force
He sounds scared. He's scared. He sounds like he don't want to
that
ask certain
gave
questions.
me everything I have give me hair if it had to be cut off?
That's facts. That's why I don't cut my
These
hair.
little eyelashes have never been put
Well, I do shape up my beard.
where your
but
feet is.
I got dreads. And my
But
dreads
we
are down
so
my back.
busy into the, and this is what's going to change stuff. And some of y'all got it, don't not even know what you're putting out there. But there's people out there been listening.
Well, definitely. I mean, I watch our talks many a time, and every time I see something new, as I evolve, as my consciousness evolves,
I wonder if this
I
guy
hear
black.
even more truth.
The
Yeah.
interview was black
So,
or white.
But help
I
me,
can't tell.
help us come out of the dark. How
How you supposed to come out there? You own a Rolls Royce. I'm on welfare, nigga. Don't ask me. Well, I haven't got a Rolls Royce. You have to stop. Y'all talking. Huh? You keep talking, man. And you shut the fuck
Shut
up.
the fuck.
Huh? Because the next thing you don't know. Huh?
Yo, the ancestor was the truth. Oh, he is
A
black.
Rolls
Okay.
Royce. You got.
I figured that.
I got a used Chevy. So why you gonna sit and compare yours to mine and wonder why I haven't got one? Everything the universe want me to have, I got the same thing Queen Elizabeth got. Huh? I got the same thing. You see, the universe made women and men made queens. The universe
Wow.
made men and men made kings. The difference between a woman and a queen, man and a king is the way you write the gift.
Wow.
So I see your sister. I say, hey, baby, you show mellow. Wow. So to convince her I love her, I go buy her a gift. I go to Target. But on the way back, I stop at Saks Fifth Avenue, and get them to put Saks Fifth Avenue tags in. I go by Neiman Marcus and get him to gift wrap it. Oh, he loves me. Huh? See how it works? See how it works? And so we give them special power to oversee us.
Wow.
And that's about to change now because there's a new set of people. You know, one of the
children.
interesting stories about the guy that put an airline company together that embarrassed all the other airlines is JetBlue. He didn't believe in hiring nobody out of college. And the thing took off so fast, he had to go on the stock market to get money. That fast. So now he had to have a board of directors. He didn't own it no more. He got stock, cash, but when you're dealing with other people's money. So they asked him some questions, said, well, we can't use, so they fired him. Now in firing him, they had to give him X $1 billion worth of stock, cash. He's still with the company, but he don't make decisions. So
And that's crazy about starting major corporate companies. Like, there's a good chance that somebody could take your fucking bill, your company from you, because you got stockholders, board members, all types of shit like that. I think they purposely made it that way, so it, you know, they want to take your shit, they can take your shit.
then he ended up opening up PayPal. PayPal. Now, how are you going to figure out something if you don't know that? You do the same thing my ignorant, but leave it alone. So now he has the #1 airline company in the world in South America. Here's what he figured out. If you lived in South America, the roads are raggedy. The airports is caving in. So your father and mother live 80 miles from you. You see them once every 3 years. Then he came in with that JetBlue mentality and fixed them planes, made them larger. So now you can go visit your father every week for $30 round trip. See, you got to let shit go. Huh? They can go anytime they want now. Huh? And come back. This is the new thinking out here now. Okay, so you can't come with old shit and work. That's over.
Right. You said in one of our previous interviews, the dawning of new age.
Yeah. So when you sit and keep your mouth shut, and you look at all them folks in Silicon Valley, that's a new group of thinkers. Those are what they call indigo children. They go out there broke. 2 years, they're billionaires. Billionaires. And they keep going. Some of them is government stuff. You know, I never believed in the woman that wrote Harry Potter. You stupid. She's in a home for poor folks. She's on welfare. And she writes a book that gives her billions of dollars. Please.
Yeah, that's right. The lady that wrote Harry Potter was homeless.
And then one day, the Japanese found out the hard way what a lot of us knew. Children start falling dead in the movies. And they realize that's mind control. It's just so simple. She did all that on welfare. No, somebody give it to her so they'll trust her. Nobody would trust her. And so, consequently, when you look at the human body, when I was a little boy, 85 this year, I was a little boy, I used to hear old men, you know, call their testicles two below. Two below. So somebody come out and ask most folks what it two below. You try to figure it out, you don't know. The sperms live at a temperature two below your body's temperature. Simple. But not simple when ignorant folks is trying to figure it out. And so in the summertime, the testicles swing down. That's why the Arabs wear the baggy pants. In the wintertime, they swing up. If you go home today and get in the bathtub and tell somebody to turn the hot water on, you see your testicles hang down. You say turn the cold water on, you see them pull up. So when the Germans came out with the jockey shorts, that's to sterilize you. Okay?
Yeah, and I've heard this
if you look
too.
at a baseball
the boxer
game,
briefs that we wear today, the boxer briefs are meant for that too as well. You know, those tight, sexy, boxer briefs that men wear now. I'm not gonna lie, I got a bunch of pair of them. I start wearing boxers. I start wearing briefs, but I'm about to switch back to boxers because even the ones that they claim are breathable or they breathe, no, they don't. No, they don't. You be having a whole fucking ball and penis soup in your drawers all goddamn day. So I advise you to not wear boxer briefs and stay. Briefs and stay with the boxers. Yeah, don't let your son wear those briefs. Keep him in boxers. His nuts need to breathe. And this is one of the things that he's mentioning about the two below.
you look at a baseball game, you see the player and they go down and touch their testicles. They feel something, they don't know what it is. They got a jock strap on, and that's a violation. The universe fixed it so those sperms will live at a body temperature 2 degrees below the body temperature. So in the old days when they made trucks, the reason truck drivers couldn't have children
Because the
because
engine
they
was
put
under
the
the seat.
engine under the seat. Kills the sperm.
See,
Wow. Well, just
And
going back to indigo children.
if you're wearing briefs all day and your nuts is making a soup, they claim that them joints is breathable, but no, them joints don't breathe at all. Your son be having a ball soup all goddamn day, especially the way kids run around and play. Keep your son in boxers.
So
You're welcome.
it's a dawning of a new era. It's a new level of consciousness that this next generation has.
1985, they started being born. IQs of 200. If you and your wife had an
Yes, so
indigo
he's
child,
probably got
while y'all
either
sleep, they
about to
travel
get
at
his
night to other
sperm
planets.
or
In the black
already
community,
has
most
it.
of them
Because
end
I
up
had
getting
mine
killed
by the time I was 11.
because the ignorance that we have, that because of oppression, I can't stand a child talking a certain way. So we take them to doctors, they put them on Ritalin, and they end up dead.
Wow.
That bears a question. So, do human beings have certain abilities that science cannot ascribe?
I wouldn't know. The planet's been here for billions of years.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
But like how is it that man is able to cross certain boundaries? Like, one of them, like just breaking through in technology, breaking through in this. Is it collective thought? Is it spiritual thought?
I don't know.
But you
Ask
need
the
them jaws in
scientists
the
that.
wintertime.
See, the problem with y'all try to answer them.
Shots fired.
What you left out is the trillions of dollars that was spent to move them to that level. Huh? What's
Most
it cost
likely
to
do.
go to Howard University compared to what it costs to MIT? What kind of test you take to get in MIT? Compared to what? So we take them to doctors, they put them on Ritalin, and end up
Cuss
dead.
about it again.
Well, that bears a question. So, do human beings have certain abilities that science cannot ascribe?
I wouldn't know. The planet's been here for billions of years.
Okay.
I wouldn't know.
But like how is it that man is able to cross certain boundaries? One of the like just breaking through in technology.
What's up, Triple C's?
Collective thought.
Treehouse in the
I don't
building.
know. Ask a scientist that. See, the
How
problem
you
with
doing,
y'all try
sis?
to answer them. What you left out is the trillions of dollars that was spent to move them to that level. What's it cost to go to university compared to what it costs to MIT?
He be going off on this interview.
What kind of test you take to get in MIT? Compared to what you take to get in other schools. Howard University is probably the #1
I
black
bet you are.
institution on the planet and the most money.
Shout out to
But
Triple
Howard
C's
University
Playhouse.
is named after a white general,
Y'all ain't
General
subscribed.
Howard, that
Definitely
became
go over there and
famous for killing
subscribe.
Indian children. So what are you going to? Spelman, the #1 black woman school on the planet, named after Rockefeller's mama. Named after Rockefeller's mama. And the sad part about most y'all don't know that. If you shut up, say, wait a minute. What did she do? What's her claim to fame? It's that simple. Then you look her up and you find out who she is. Can you imagine a Jew naming one of their #1 institutions after Hitler's mama? And so when you stop and you think, it's here.
I thought I gave him a wrench
Here,
earlier.
you was born with it.
This one I gave
Well,
him
I
a
need
wrench
somebody
earlier.
to tell me I am somebody, because I don't know I am. You got here the same way I got here. I got here the same way he got here. We got here the same way Queen Elizabeth got here. A penis goes into a vagina and it ejaculates 500 million sperms. And the one responsible for you and me and him and Queen Elizabeth.
Link in the chat. Link in the chat. Link in the chat. Think we're gonna have Tripsy's Playhouse in the building.
Hi,
How
bub.
you doing, sis?
I just woke up.
I know. I fell asleep last night. I was like, yo, I don't really know too much about this, so I'm gonna go to sleep and watch it in the
I'm
morning
the
when I wake
host.
up.
I can't leave everybody in the car with no keys.
Yeah.
And we was trying to wait for Chuck, but then it was like wah wah. Chuck Boss showed up and he couldn't come. So I was like, fuck this shit, I'm out. It went to bed.
Yeah. I was actually falling asleep on one of the community panel. That's why I wasn't saying much at the end.
Mm-hmm.
I started to fall asleep.
On his own shit, as usual. But give me a sec, okay?
All right.
All right, I'm gonna put myself on.
Had a half a billion sperms and got there first. Didn't know one sperm come out and slowly stroll up the fallopian tubes. If you said, man, we're going to dinner tonight, it's a half a billion restaurants here. I'm going to take you to the best one. I know I'm in for a good meal. Now, let's go back. When the ejaculation starts, the sperms now come out the testicles, comes through the prostate, and that's where they get the electrical charge. Before then, they're just laying dormant. And then it comes down. And so, because I live in a system, well, white boy done took my manhood. Huh?
And I've
So
also
that's why
mentioned that before.
when I'm having sex with my woman, I want her to yell and holler, and I'm trying to.
Yeah, sperm does carry our DNA to the egg, but it only gives the egg the electric spark that it needs to start, the process. The egg in the woman does pretty much all the goddamn work. Not pretty much. She does all the work when it comes to creation. Just wanted to put that out there.
To get my manhood back. That wasn't meant for that. Get it, daddy. Black man is the only man, American black, the only black man on the planet talk about good pussy. What the fuck is good pussy? What's good pussy? It's got some good pussy. Well, she's into her fifth husband. 4 of them didn't think it was that good. What do you know about Mildred that they don't know? So then you start saying, wait, something's not right. In America is 4%.
That's why I love watching Dick, because he a
82%
comedian
of
too.
prostate cancer
Like,
death in
his
America.
number one profession was being a comedian. So
Hey,
you know you will be cracking the fuck up.
I live in a country almost 500 million people, and I'm 4%.
Yeah.
But 82% of cancer, prostate cancer death.
That's what I said. It gives the electrical spark. That's why when it first gets into the egg, you see that light.
I haven't attacked.
I'm having sex, fun, and get a manhood back. The universe gave me that to produce another God. We the only man on the planet, a black American
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that
He
call
the
our black
comedian
woman
turned
strong. You're
activist.
strong,
That
sister.
man is fucking hilarious.
But
He was.
call
I
your
remember
car
he was on the
beautiful.
Def Jam tour.
And I don't think it's no accident a cop will shoot your mama, your dad, your baby in the
Actually,
head
that's
40
one
times.
of
It
the
won't shoot your car.
ways I discovered him. I saw him on the Def Comedy Jam, one of the Def Jam tours, and I was like, wait, he looked real familiar. I seen him somewhere in a black and white picture with somebody, and I was walking past the building that I seen the picture, and it was a picture of him with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, and I was like, yo, I know I seen this man somewhere. So I started looking him up, and you know, seeing all his work and all the things he does. And Dick Gregory was one of the first people I for started watching and learning different things from when I first got into the conscious thing. Tosh, you back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, I was just checking. I heard you in the background. I'm making sure I wasn't tripping. But yeah, man, we just watching the Gregory video since I seen this week has been a week of information, conspiracies, and all types of shit. So why not give something like that all wrapped in one? And you definitely go to get that with Dick Gregory. You go to get conspiracy, information, and comic relief. Because we definitely need some comic relief after
Mhm.
reading those goddamn transcripts.
Say that again. I'm texting. Remy.
Hmm?
Remy.
Because
You
Say
it's
that
talking to
still
last
me?
part
something
again.
that comes over you.
Yeah.
Would not let that.
Yeah, I said we've been having a week of conspiracies, comic relief, and information. So why not do a video with that all wrapped into one? And that's what you're gonna get when you watch Dick Gregory.
Yeah.
You know who Dick Gregory is, right? I'm pretty sure
Of
you know who he is.
course.
Yeah, I agree. So you got to be living under a rock if you don't know who the hell he is. I definitely know you know who he is because you do your due diligence when it comes into research.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't
Do you know what is dying
understand
now
why y'all keep
from
falling
heart
for the
stroke?
bullshit.
You know,
But that's okay because
okay,
just like that door
because all at
closed,
once the civil
another
rights
one's
movement
gonna
gave
open.
them law to liberate. You ever walk down the street and you get to the corner and they got that little
Yeah, that
indention
was
for
one of the
wheelchairs?
first books
That came out the civil rights movement.
I came
And we
across.
didn't ask for it.
Like when I
They
started
forgot
reading
to
out on
put
my
for black
own, like
only.
reading different things on my
So it
own.
covered everybody. A woman couldn't fly a plane before us, civil rights movement. A woman couldn't be a sky cap. A woman couldn't shine shoes at the airport. And then the civil rights movement came through because before that, you could only be a stewardess, white only, a stewardess. You had to look like something out the center page of Playboy magazine. And because of our movement, you get on a plane now and see an old, ugly, short, fat white woman. We got her that job. That's simple. We got her that job. Nobody went through the type of slavery that black folks in America. And yet, something in me that white boy couldn't change. There's never been a slave where the slave owner hired the slave to take care of their children, to cook their food. And y'all don't even see that. Huh? Whatever it was they did, it didn't work. I'm not a killer. Huh? King took on the mightiest army in the history of the planet and beat him. Beat him with no gun. Hell, motherfucking punks running around talking about we do this. You ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Most of you don't even know the Black Panther was government agents. Huey Newton. Newton
Wow.
was a drug pusher for the government.
Ooh.
And so when you look and see,
Whoa. What you think about that? Trip, Tosh, what you think about that? He said most of the Black Panthers were government agents. Huey Newton was it? He's just made an allegation that
as much as I
Huey P.
love
Newton
Baba,
was a drug pusher for the
yeah, as much as I love Baba Dick Gregory, towards the end he said everybody was a damn agent. I think they should have look, they be trying these people out and these people be senile and they need to be taken care of and everything else, and they still be trying them out trying to make a buck off them. So like that later stuff, I'm not sure.
He was definitely in those inside crowds though, and definitely did a lot of research on certain things. And a lot of his interviews, he actually pulls up the documents on a lot of his interviews. He actually pulls out like newspaper clips and articles and documents that he finds. Shout out to Ronald Canada. What's up with you, cuz? But that could be. You know that
Chuck Boss stayed all night. Chuck say he ain't never here. They say that's what happens when the hotness is about to drop.
see what they were doing.
Is you
and so when they got ready to kill him
today,
they told the whole world he died in a drug
get
shootout.
myself situated first. I just woke up, so I hopped over here with you.
That's
I'm waiting
stupid you got to be.
Back.
That you
and then I'm talking to Chuck. That apparently Leah is gonna go over to Sanella's because T-Bag wouldn't let her talk. So she gonna be over there at Size tonight at 8. They trying to get their little numbers up.
But that's crazy how they call you. How try to call us in smaller channels bottom feeders, but you trying to take over a subject that we're doing.
I've been doing this subject for years. It's like y'all jumped in. I've been doing this subject for years, and they done jumped in. And Shaz can tell you, we've been on Eugene ass forever. We've been talking about the new wops forever, and now y'all want to come in because the situation.
Why you stop talking?
Because I was texting. But they came in into where we've been talking. Look, we have Chuck over. We be chopping it up. We ask Chuck all kind of questions, because Chuck is smart. He's a very intelligent man, and I love listening to him. I don't know about nobody else. I can let Chuck talk for hours. That's why he be like, y'all still there? Yeah, I'm just listening. I'm in here with my snacks. It's getting good. But
that's how I be. That's why I don't really be saying nothing. I be sitting there listening, soaking everything in.
And then they want to come in and act like I'm poaching they guests. No, I've been working on these people for years, dude. And you fucking it up. You fucking it all up. Now you got them fighting and shit. You got the York children fighting. They everywhere trying to tell their side of the story.
But that was probably their whole goal. To get them fighting for the drama.
Hold on, I'm put myself on mute. I got
because black people as a whole, we do sell trauma. And I'm gonna keep playing this video of the ancestor.
I gotta make a run, but I'm gonna connect to
Oh,
StreamYard on my phone. So let me drop off of here so it ain't no feedback.
have cameras
You hear me?
and knowledge.
Yeah, I heard you.
And if somebody don't let you hold a press conference, let's kill all the camera people. You don't tell nobody who you're gonna kill. The mob don't. So if you was a light complected cop, married to a black woman, live in a black neighborhood, and you hear some black folks say, kill the white racist pig, you light complected. You ain't never passed for white, but every time you see a black man, that's what they wanted. And then there's another thing.
Oh wow.
I lived in a
Shots
neighborhood. I saw black folks whiter than white. White and white. See, the reason they stuff didn't work, they didn't qualify to see nothing but ignorant, knife tooting, gun shooting.
So you saying
Negroes.
Judge Brown is another agent?
You saw your uncle
Emperor
who was a doctor. Your mother who
Because
was a
that's kind of
principal.
believable. He was a judge,
Didn't see
and he
that.
does be having a lot of insider
That's why
information.
they scared of me. I'm not scared of them because your daddy was more white than any white person I ever saw in the movie. Huh?
Him
I
and that
believe
huh be killing me.
My
I know
aunt
Top
who's
Shot's been
holding
on
me,
this for years.
Okay, I'm
I
gonna drop
see
out
what
and jump back.
they
on.
never saw white black folks.
Uh,
That's what they scared. The ones they saw was the one they wanted them to see. Now, how do you figure that out when you don't have the rhythm to figure it out? So now, how you gonna reform a cop? You white, you the prosecutor. You got to get elected, huh? That county you live in, ain't no black folks in that county. So here's a white cop shoot 12 black folks dead. You think you want to prosecute them with them ignorant white folks that got to vote for you every 4 years, and you buying a house, go send your children to college, you got to pay insurance? You can't change that till you understand that and change that.
Yeah, I never
How many black folks
did that gangbanging shit.
go to
I don't agree
jobs
with it at all. So
that's
I
dangerous,
fully
but they can't
agree
stop?
with you on that one. The only gang I ever had was me and my brothers or me and my cousins. Shit
Now,
like
how
that.
do you make a
Family
cop
members. You want to call that a gang?
change? Simple.
They hijacked our music
You pass
years
legislation.
ago. Hundreds of
This
years
shit
ago.
gets weirder and weirder by the day.
And say every cop
What you talking about over
have
there?
to be insured.
Everything, all this YouTube shit, it gets weirder and weirder by the day.
Could we take out
Oh yeah.
power?
Is everybody struggling for
Everybody
content?
carry a gun. Have to
Yeah.
be insured.
But if you're just trying to teach and inform your people, you never run out of
The
content.
first time you
Exactly.
violate that, you lose your license. If you're a cab, you can't drive your cab. You ain't got no license.
I
Now,
got
do
so
you
many
hate
things
niggas
that
more than you like
videos that
feeding
I
your
can show.
family?
I just be stumped on
hate
which one I want to,
Hey, look,
pick, or
Make you
which
like
topic I
me.
want to talk about.
most
Make
of
you
the
have to be
time
careful about the
we
people
sit up
you do
and
like.
we have conversations with the elders.
And every
We
cop,
get
their
our
children should
blankies
go
and
to
stuff
school
and
for
we
free.
sit down.
You got to give them something that they can't afford to lose. That's simple. You drive down the street, you get 5 moving tickets, you lose your license. That's what make you stop for that stop sign.
But they don't. The system doesn't want to punish cops.
I didn't say that. I didn't ask you the question. I didn't say did they. I said here's how you do it.
He be cussing
You
these
telling me
interviewers
they
out.
don't, huh?
I'm leading into something here.
No, I don't want you to lead into something else. Because my grandmother tell me they don't want to punish cops like I don't know that. Before your ass was born, I knew that. I said, give them something to lose. Do you hate me, motherfucker, more than you love you? Huh? How many times have you stopped when you was in a hurry? Because you didn't want a ticket, because one more ticket you can't. Huh? That's all. I don't want to hear this ignorant shit you talking. You got to take it to another level. Huh? All of us have tried that. All of us have behaved so we get a birthday present from our mom and dad. Huh? That's a no-brainer. Until you come in and say, well, the soldiers. Why you fucking think soldiers come in and listen in training because they don't there's a punishment?
Huh? Yeah, they just keep doing it over and over, and we just definitely keep letting them do it.
I didn't come here to answer questions. No, I'm not saying that. I heard what you said, like I didn't know. You knew more shit when I was 9 years old. You know now. Because my mother worked for big white folks and said they got books that white folk can't read. Okay. I didn't know.
Wow. This is the first time you ever put your camera on.
That's all I'm saying. Huh? You wasn't born driving a car.
First time I ever seen you put your camera on.
You learned it. Huh? Okay. You wasn't born knowing when you hear a siren you're supposed to stop. But I tell you what you was born with. When I was a little boy, I wanted a fire truck for Christmas, not a police car. Hear me? Where'd that come from?
You born
with it.
I gotta go make a run real quick.
It's that simple.
No,
and so,
not too long ago, so I gotta.
When King,
but since they want to say I'm homeless and shit, you know, this is my neighborhood.
Them nigga hating white folks. He didn't ask the question you asked. Let's move. Let's do it.
I ain't never seen the hood look like this, Remy.
If he the one that presidency, they would shot his ass.
And so when you look at it, huh?
They would have shot him before at the inauguration.
How many cops
you got to think about it,
because lost their job because somebody put a camera. Everybody talk about they ain't gonna change. Somebody put a fucking camera, huh? But as long as you locked into some bullshit through this nigga shit they talk, you'll never change it. A camera.
He even said it.
As a camera. Huh? Like he said, well, the nigga must have did something wrong if the cop shot him. They can't say that now because they're looking.
El Chapo, did you follow that?
Who?
The Mexican drug lord that they just caught.
Wait. Let's back up.
Am I changing too fast?
Oh yeah, Dick definitely would have had the whole.
A little pissy ass.
Because he wasn't afraid to speak his mind.
The movie guy here.
Been like political.
Found him when the CIA and the Mexican town found him, and you buy that tip? Are you crazy? Let me say this again. They didn't know. He's recognized all over the world. They didn't see him coming in the country.
Man, Remy,
killed everybody that was around him except him.
Hold on.
Hey, yo. Remember what Brian was saying last night?
Let's pause.
About Uma? But Chuck sending me some new pictures. Remember what Brian was saying last night about Uma, your daughter? The one that was on the Harbor Bank.
Wait. I'm checking. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Man, oh man. This shit gets weirder and weirder by the minute. But I can't do nothing until I get back home. We'll be going about 30 minutes. This is what country life is like.
Live and give us the scoop. Yeah, when you live out there in them sticks. I've been living in the suburbs my whole life. I know how it is.
Quiet out this mofo. I grew up in the woods. So I
I've been
moved
in and
over
out the
here.
suburbs my whole
Quiet.
life.
But it just kills me because they say I'm from the ghetto and shit. This is how I live though. You know, you can't be gangsta out here.
Definitely.
It's too
Because
much.
there ain't
It's too
nobody
much
there to
shit.
hit your ass screen.
Nigga.
You out in the sticks. Nobody can hear your
Yeah.
ass scream.
Folks that think I'm playing, about a quarter of a mile down after this bridge, there go the military base.
Okay.
The electric company had to block
You live by the
Jack
military
Police.
base? Or
I
you
live
still
a
on it?
couple. No, I live like 2 miles down the road from it.
Okay.
But, you know, they build communities up around the base. We on the back end. This is the back end of the base because the base is Georgia, and you know I live in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
But like that right there, if I turn right, that's right on the base. It's like a whole bunch of scenery, and then boom, you get to the gate.
You live in Alabama, so is it really like they say out there? Like
Well,
when it comes to racism?
I grew up in Georgia. It ain't no different to me. Shit,
In Georgia too,
racist
like down
motherfuckers all
south,
down
like the
south.
racism, like, or is it really
Racist
out
folk
in the
don't
open?
bother you unless like it's like they ain't openly racist. Most of them, they do that shit behind closed doors. It's when they get you off on your own that it's a problem. Now I did have this little old white man call. I don't know if he was saying hey or if he called me nigga, but I'm like 75% sure he called me nigga. But he was old as hell, so you know you don't get props for beating up on the elderly. When I mean I mean he was in the side of somebody calling shit. But as for open blatant racism, hell no. Shit, most of us grew up together. Them black children from the 2000s ain't having that shit.
Yeah,
Every
because up
time we
north
see one,
they
they gun
portray
on
it.
his ass. His or her
Yeah,
ass,
up
huh?
north, we the stories that we hear up here up north is that they just openly racist down there, and
Look, we come from
they
small
don't give a
towns.
fuck.
If they was openly racist, we'd all be dead. Because black folk would be beating the shit out the racist folk, and the racist folk would be
Hmm.
fighting back. It'd be a fight every goddamn day. Nah, you got enclaves of them. Like if I was on my way to my parents' house, I could show y'all the what they call it now, the Sons of the Confederacy. That's what the KKK start calling themselves after they started targeting the KKK. So they did a
Oh
name
shit.
change a couple of years ago to the Sons of the Confederacy. Man, I can go home. I can go. It's two different ways I can go to my parents' house. Either way I go, it's a building for the Sons of the Confederacy. So
Oh
it's
man,
racist
that's
folk out
crazy.
here. They ain't running around with hoods and crosses and shit. You know, but they here, but they do different. They
Yeah,
move
because I heard
differently.
they all
They don't do that
politicians
old
and shit now.
shit. Yeah, they don't do that old school shit. They'll
Okay.
slick tell you ain't qualified for a job. You know the probation system down there is fucked up because they said it was basically financial prison or something because they was sitting up there charging them folk all them high ass prices for little ass shit and had them paying probation for years instead of just letting them go on their way, knowing these people that had the money to pay. It's a way to keep you hooked in. They just got finished suing South Florida for that shit.
Wow.
That shit didn't make big major news, but it
And
happened. They
are
sued the fuck out the probation agents. So
and
what?
didn't they just pass some new gun laws down there? They just passed some
Not
new
some
gun laws
new
down there.
gun law. Nah, we always, hey, you can carry your shit around this motherfucker. If it's a rifle, as
Yeah,
long
it's
as it's
like really
physically
easy to
valid and
carry a
legally
gun
legal.
out there, right?
But see, that's always been like that because we live in a damn country. Who the fuck gonna wait for the police if a
Yeah.
bunch of wild hogs come and attack you? You know, it's some shit like that. Who the hell got 15 minutes to wait for the police if somebody breaking in their joint? You know, it all depends on where you stay. If you
Mm,
stay out in the country, the rules are different because you have to be able to protect yourself until the folks get out there.
Yeah, that's understandable. Most people are self-sufficient out there, right? They like in those like country areas, like they make their
Like
own shit.
you gonna make sure that you ain't gotta go into town every day if you don't have to, because that's a waste of gas. Like I grew up on a farm.
Okay.
If we didn't have to go into town to go to school, if my mama didn't have to go into town to go to work, she didn't want to go no goddamn well, unless she wanted to go
Yeah.
shopping. Man, that was so
Yeah.
frustrating when I was little. She want to come to town and do exactly what she want to do and leave. And it's like, but we just got here. Went right back to the country we went.
Wow. That's what that was my next question. What was that like growing up on a farm?
I grew up by myself. Look, I got drop kicked by a fucking cow. Um,
Oh man.
I couldn't go outside like that because I was a sickly child. Like something wrong. Like if I get overheated when I was little, my nose used to start bleeding real bad, and it used to freak my moms and dad out. So they used to make me stay inside. Like everybody else, like we got land on both sides of the road, and then my dad leased some land, or he used to lease some land up the road for when he was farming. So like the hog pen was right there. We'll have a couple of goats or whatever, some chickens, maybe some ducks. But yeah, my daddy always we call them the circus farm animals. My daddy got 3 cows, and I ain't never seen some big ass cows like that before in my life. Them bitches was long legged, looking like they was crossed with a goddamn horse. Them motherfuckers, there was a farmer, it was a guy that was across the road and up the street like a quarter of a mile. And he always did like a whole field of corn and shit. They used to jump out the fence like goddamn gazelles and go over there and be in that man cornfield. Yeah, living on a farm, you chasing animals, you making sure they don't get out their pens. Cause one thing, they motto is like mine: don't fence me in. When they want something, they going to get that shit. It's still a sow out in the woods somewhere. She refuses to come back. She say she free now.
Oh man.
I mean, it was fun, but you know, it was lonely because I was the only kid out there at the time. Remember, my great uncle adopted me, so all their kids was older than me. And like by the time I got into adolescence, my sister had just went off to college, so it was just me out there most of the time. Me, mom, and daddy.
Yeah.
But like we started off
Dang.
at one house, and the house was getting like it made more sense to demolish the house than to try to fix it up because it was so old. So then my mom got a double wide and put it across the street. Then my other brother convinced my dad to help to co-sign on a triple wide for him, and he left the triple wide there. So then my dad had to pay for that. So my mom started assisted care living to cover that up, to cover the cost of that. That was that
Yeah.
bullski right there.
I always wondered what it was like growing up on a farm down south.
I
And
mean, it can be fun, but it's a lot of work too. When them
yeah, I
animals
heard
get
you got
out.
to get up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, I ain't with that crack of dawn shit. Hold on, I'll be right back.
Uh,
Hello. This is pneumonia weather. It was 60 something this morning and it's 99. I'll see you Thursday. Oh,
See, some of the shit you should not ask or don't expect me to give you a question answer out of it.
Okay.
It's right there. Right there. But you got to ask another question. From thousands of, all the drugs come over here from Mexico. That's what they tell us, right?
Yeah.
And how come the Russians can't slip spies over here? If little children can slip in here, how come they can't slip KGB in here over the border? What was the game? Okay.
Well, speaking of drugs, I mean, more states are legalizing marijuana. Um, what are the health benefits of marijuana? Are there health benefits to marijuana? Why is it being legalized now?
I really don't believe you asked me that, but
Well, that was a question that was on that somebody asked me to ask you. But
about 300 years ago, America sent the scientists to Columbia to study hieroglyphics. They hadn't cracked code, but one day they would. So in studying hieroglyphics, they asked a simple question. Of so they copied stuff, took pictures of stuff in the caves, drew stuff. So 150 years later, and here's what it said: White man, one
Yeah,
day the
China
white
is
lady
sending
gonna
all
do
the
to your
fentanyl,
children what you have done to ours.
and it's coming
And
through
back
Philly.
then, cocaine wasn't called the white lady.
It's coming to the what?
Emperor
The reason I
Lattest
said I'm
said
surprised you
China the ones
asked me that.
sending all the fentanyl. Said China
Every
sending all the fentanyl to America, and it's coming through Philly.
Yep.
All the fentanyl and all the dope, that shit all coming through Philly. Yeah, yo, you got to see Kensington, Philly. There's a document on it. Yo, oh my God, when I went out there, yo, I got out the car and I literally thought that time stopped because people were on the corner like dazed and like dipping off and nodding off and moving in
Yeah.
slow motion. They were so high, and there's so many of them just sitting there doing the same thing that when I got out the car, I literally thought that time
But it's
stopped
like my thing with that fentanyl
for a
shit
second.
is y'all know it's that damn deadly. Why the fuck even try to use it? Drugs is bad
Because
enough. Maybe I want to get
yeah,
that
but
shit.
it's the people see what most people start off as Percocets, and then
Yeah.
when Percocets aren't enough, those get too expensive. Dope is much cheaper and it's more powerful, so
Yeah, but
people
I'm saying
turn to
not the
them.
dope part, but the drug dealers cutting it with something that they know killing people,
So they don't care.
which is true.
They don't give a damn. I know drug dealers out there that's selling to their own mama,
Yeah,
giving
true,
that shit to
true.
their mom. Talking about I'd rather she get it from me than somebody else. At least I know what she putting in her body and where she getting it from.
That's fucked up.
The one boy told me I'd rather my mom OD off of my stuff than somebody else's, and I
That's
just
a
had to
sick
I just walked away
mentality to
from it. I
have.
was like, yeah, but out there in Kensington, Philly, that's how it is. They just scratching and surviving. When you go out there, you
Yeah.
just can tell that everybody's just scratching and surviving. It's disgusting out there, yo. It's very disgusting. They did a documentary on it.
Did they?
Yeah, and they did a small document on it. And one of the people that was in the document I used to know,
Mm-hmm.
shit was crazy. He actually died. He actually passed away.
Dang.
I've had a lot of people in my area OD, like a lot
Yeah,
of
like see,
people from
we
high
see it,
school.
but people, drug heads, they got one strip in town where they go to where I'm from, you know, and then everything else is done pretty much behind closed doors or in somebody's big ass yard. It's not like you see them on that particular street like that, and you might see them going up to the corner store, but you don't see them just wilding like that. Except for my one cousin, she don't give a fuck what she wild out at. She was walking down the street butt naked in the rain, talking about God loved her so much he gave her 2 rainbows. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah, Emperor Latesh, you
What's
right. They
out
is
there?
putting fentanyl and everything. They don't even have real Percocets no more. They're fentanyl. And I heard that they were cutting the shit with horse tranquilizer now.
Look, they was able to get the pills easy, Percocet, Oxycontin, all that shit. Then they made laws more restrictive on them. So they was like, well, we still got to get people high. So they just went and found whatever the fuck.
Yeah. Them corporations, they don't create cures, they create customers. And the crazy thing about it is, before they start releasing them
I don't know if
Percocets and opioids, they
and I
knew
ain't gonna pull into this man yard because he crazy than a shit house rat. But on the right hand side of the road, but he got
the
all
cause and
kind of
effects of that
signs
shit.
in his yard about blasphemers and stuff. But I'll stop one day and take pictures. But the dude is like nuttier than a fruitcake, and he don't like black people. So like it's recommended that you don't pull into his shit. But one day I'm gonna stop on the other side of the road and take pictures because that shit is weird. Like he got like at least 2 or 3 acres, right? And he got signs all over the joint. Homosexuals are going to hell. This, that, or the other. Just ridiculousness. I think I already passed this joint. But see, this is what I keep trying to tell them. No, I don't live like they live. Look, you can't rush nowhere around this motherfucker. Because you ain't going to get there no faster.
His sign said, "Who going to hell?"
It's a sign. Look, this dude got all kind of signs in his yard. You can't even say it's a yard. At first, I thought it was some kind of park or some shit. He got signs up. Homosexuals are going to hell. This, that, and the other. I can't remember all of them. I'm gonna have to take some pictures because I'd be scared to stop. Cause dude is crazy, like for real, like off the rocker crazy. But for y'all, I'm gonna stop one day and take some pictures. I'm gonna be across the street though, but I'm gonna take the pictures and I'm gonna zoom in.
Be careful, because you never know. Motherfuckers like
I
that
know
like to shoot from
he's in a
windows.
damn fruitcake. I know that much. I know they say don't go over there fucking with him, but they ain't say nothing about taking pictures.
Yeah. Just be careful. You don't want me to have to take a trip down to Alabama.
Yeah.
Had a whole YouTube family taking a trip to Alabama. So what's up with this trip that everybody been planning for?
We all going to Miami for the trial. We gonna get an Airbnb and we gonna try to get press passes.
Hell yeah. Definitely count me in. Definitely count me in. I ain't been to Miami since I was in my early 20s.
Little.
Been there a long time.
My auntie lived down there, but I ain't been down that joint in a minute. She always come up here.
Actually, I never been to Miami. I was in Florida. I was in Daytona and Orlando.
I got family all up and down Florida. We might not all know each other, but they there.
Huh. I got family
I got
down
to
south
sit my
too, but I
dad
don't
down
know.
and get him to explain it to me because they came from up north. Like the original group of siblings, they came from up north and they came down south and then they kind of splintered off a little bit. Like we got that one cousin in Miami that had 75 kids. So yeah, some of them moved to Miami, some of them stayed in Georgia, and some of them stayed up north. So
See,
yeah.
my family came from down south and stayed up north. Like not the last generation, the generation before. They came from down south. I think it was North Carolina. And they went to Philly, from Philly to the suburbs. And I'm glad that I didn't have to live in the city because I know the way that I was in my youthful ignorance out in that city, I'd probably be in jail or dead right now.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that my mother didn't follow the crowd. And, because a lot of people move back into the hood or move into the city. And my mom wanted to make sure that we didn't grow up in those environments, but what she failed to realize is there's a hood in every fucking neighborhood.
Yeah.
Just because
But
and
I
what
mean,
people need to
what
realize too,
single
not
mother?
all projects are in the city.
Yeah, Remy, what single mother crackhead you know live in an area like this? What crackhead single mother that baby daddy don't pay no money and she doing it all herself?
Wow.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah, and them houses are far apart. You gotta have some type of money to get up in
We
there.
all got at least a half acre.
Wow, dang. Ain't the
That's the
land cheaper down
clubhouse
there
right
too?
there for the HOA. You see that building right there? That's the clubhouse and it's a pool behind it. That's ours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but I'm a crackhead.
But that's what he gonna say anything he can. And what
I know,
for people to
but
believe that shit
I
doesn't
just
make
like to
sense.
put it out every once in a while because there's plenty of evidence that I'm not. But that's what they want to run with. Okay, that's what they gonna run with, and I'm gonna pick on them the whole time. Oh my God, this crackhead neighborhood is fire. The sheriff live right there, right there where that car at.
I want someone with she smoking into that.
I mean, tell me when crackheads living like this. This is mine. This is all mine. Ain't nobody name on this shit but mine. You can't
Yeah.
call no landlord because I ain't got one. This is a mortgage hunt. That's why I said, how many single crackhead mothers do you know living like this?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's
like
crazy.
for real, for real. I think I did pretty good. Besides that random bird that's
Very good.
in my attic.
You got a bird that live in your attic?
Man, they scared the shit out of me. It's this little, the little side piece. I was
Mm-hmm.
on the phone and I saw the side piece moving. I'm like, what the fuck? And I look at it again, and it's just like something trying to pull it out. The bird that got stuck in there trying to pull the side now so he can fly back out.
Oh wow. I got a raccoon that was living in the on my porch, like the roof area on my porch. The when you come out to the porch, how it extends, like the roofing area on my porch. The raccoon got into that and was living up
So,
there. We had to seal it up and throw mothballs in there.
yup,
But I know that motherfucker's gonna be back.
of course.
I know it's gonna be back. But as long as it didn't bother us, I was cool.
Yeah.
As long as it didn't bother me, I was cool. It's just that the opening of
Oh,
it was right in front of the door when you walk into the door. So, like at any given time, that raccoon could reach up and grab your head or something. Reach down and grab your head.
yep. Drop the link again so I can jump back in.
Uh,
I'm gonna hop off on the phone.
That shit was very crazy and fucked up what Tahaka Bay did last night by getting those people over there. And that was definitely a tactic he was trying to use
There we go.
to steal Triple C's crowd.
Look, that shit ain't gonna work and it's gonna blow up in their faces. What I tell you all the time. Slow and steady.
Uh-huh.
People gonna come that need to come. If they didn't come, they wasn't meant to come. It's a reason why we just don't know yet. Have you been steered wrong by following my advice yet?
Nope.
Exactly.
Nope, not yet. Don't plan to neither.
Exactly.
Some people you can just genuinely, trust.
Yeah.
Oh, you got the Pookie joy.
Since they want to call me a crackhead, I don't know no crackheads that move like this. But okay, we gonna run with it. Tito!
Yay.
Well, they sent me that Eugene avatar. I hollered.
Yo, when I first saw that joint come up on the screen, I had to mute myself because I was high. Ain't nobody peep it. I'm like, how nobody
right?
peep that shit?
I had to put it up there.
I guess everybody didn't watch it.
Avatar.
I recognized it immediately.
But nah, I ain't even pressed about it. They trying to steal, and then them trying to steal because they wasn't worried about your children.
Exactly.
They wasn't worried about
none of that shit.
They wasn't worried about none of that stuff until somebody else started talking about it. But you want to call somebody else a bottom feeder, but you feel like since your channel's bigger, you can tempt all the guests over there and fuck up what I got going on. So who in all actuality is the bottom feeder here in this situation?
Exactly.
Nigga, it ain't me. I'm mad because you fucking up what I've been doing for years. Polite's a part of it, but he ain't all of it. And you're just using it for the sensationalism.
Yeah, but the crazy part about it is wasn't nobody making that Dr. York and Polite connection when the shit first started happening. And then once you start gaining momentum from it, that's when everybody wants to start talking. I know
But
this
they don't
Lex
know
did
me
too.
though, Ramil. They ain't never met me before, remember? They don't know why I'm doing all this, remember?
But that's what they all claim. Oh, I don't be
That's all them
watching
niggas
y'all.
say, because they
I don't be
lying.
watching y'all. I don't be watching them. I don't watch nobody. I heard
Like, me
Hassan
and Shots
Campbell
peeped that a
claim that shit
long
all
time
fucking
ago.
day.
Me and Shots peeped that a long time ago. I'll be talking about something ain't nobody else talking about. And then all of a sudden, they running with it. And it's like, dude, just let me do my shit and leave me alone. If you ain't got no ideas, think about something. But no, you'll sit up here and try to downgrade me and make sure people don't watch me so you can still keep snatching my shit.
Exactly. And that was his tactic, too. And you can tell that was a tactic.
Because why they gonna get mad? Because Chuck, why you calling people around talking about Chuck was on my channel? I thought you didn't know me, so how you know he was on my channel? Kill him with common sense. And then
And I'm
they be
pretty
sitting
sure
up there
Chuck
like,
won't
you
be
the dumb.
loyal enough not to go on there.
And then Chuck say he done been on there before, but when he tried, look, this is the way people treat people. You give folk your ass to kiss, they gonna quit being willing to come around. Now, your daughter finna go over on Sinetta, but that's because Tahaka Bay wouldn't let her talk. So, if she want to come on my show later, she is more than welcome, and we can chop it up about some historical shit like we usually do. Because for some strange reason, the historical shit seems to always parallel what's going on right now.
True. But I think, it's a pattern that we follow throughout the history. And that's why it looks like that. It looks like we keep doing the same, we keep following the same fucking patterns, recycling the same patterns.
Possessed. Look, you have to have, it looks like.
I ain't never want to say that. I didn't think you was, into that. So I ain't never say
this
nothing.
Motherfucker got spirits in them for a while. You just have to low-key listen to what I'm saying. But nah, look. Some going on, cause some going on. But I told y'all, that's what I mean when I say They just choose which costume they want to wear for the day. It's twofold. You could even
That's
call
true.
it double speak. I'm not only speaking about the person pulling the costume out of the closet, I'm also talking about the thing that's making them do all this shit. Look, it's like a perfect storm. Certain criteria has to be met before you get to cult status, and another set of criteria has to be met before you get to the way weird cult status. And it's all achieved by blocking out the outside world and becoming a sounding chamber. But in becoming that sounding chamber, you're letting something grow per se.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. So the longer it lasts, the bigger it gets. Hence Jim Jones and 900 people dying, you know, York molesting all these damn
Yeah, that was
children.
crazy.
No, nobody in their right mind wakes up and says, I want to molest children today. I want to feed
Yeah,
everybody.
that's what I said.
If you're telling you, oh,
That's
this
what I
is a
said.
process.
That's premeditated.
This is a process. Look, you have to give. Let me see how best I can do it because I run more Christian and you run more esoteric. So let me see how I can make you best explain this. How I can best explain this to you. Um. Okay. So
I grew up Christian. So,
it's like you get inhabited. Something sees it lights your little stilo, and it kind of amps you up to do more and more stuff, and in that you feed it. The more you feed it, the more powerful it is, and the more stuff you get to do, right?
right, right.
But it not only resides in you, it resides in your closest circle. Because ain't no way you gonna sit up there and drug somebody for somebody so that they can rate them periodically without you being some kind of influence. Look,
That's facts.
it was a two, 3 dozen that wasn't even at Jonestown. They was at Georgetown. And all Jim Jones had to do was make the call. Look, once it gets in you, it gets really baby.
He just woke up.
Mm, he trying to tell you about his dream.
No, you trying to eat. You trying to eat what's in my hand.
Mm. And look, if you want to
But
get
it
real
was so it
technical,
was people that wasn't even on the that wasn't on the site
look,
when they
yeah,
when they
the
did that
Georgetown
sign and
house,
everything, and he called
the
them and
Georgetown, the Georgetown house. Jim Jones Jr. was there. Not yeah, Jim Jones Jr. was there, and that's the adopted black son. And Stephen Jones was there, which is Jones' biological son. As soon he's the one that answered the phone, and he was like, "Do we really need to be doing this? Isn't there another way?" So he set somebody to guard the real fanatic lady, and they ran off to try to see what was going on because it was family members at the hotel, and they was trying to go to the consulate. Well, something happened. They bust back in, and in the confusion, this one lady took the kids, and this one guy, he wasn't all there. He had been in the war, but he was like shell shocked or something. But they was like he was sweet as pie, but he would do whatever you told him to do. So she took them in there and she killed the kid. She killed herself, and he was in there stabbing the 8-year-old, halfway stabbing the 8-year-old. When the police, when Steven got back, and they had to like bust the door open to the bathroom where they was at.
God damn. See, I didn't know. I don't know all the details in the Jim Jones situation either until the other day when I heard you speaking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't
And
know
people
nothing
want to
about
sit up here
him
and
almost.
condemn cult members and say this and that. You know, oh, how could you be so dumb? It ain't like they walked in overnight and as soon as they walked in, they was like, yeah, we finna fuck your kids. No, that's not how it goes.
Yeah, they tricked.
That's not how it
They
goes at
groom,
all.
and they groom and they look for the most like the people who
And
are
it's that
the most
arrogance. This
lost.
would never happen to me. Look, I got chased down the road by Harry Krishnas in San Diego. I swear they was chasing me because every time I left, they was on the next corner. But what do I know?
Wow. This situation happened to me. I was working at one of these. It was a shipping company, and it was all the way out in the farm area. And I got off at like around 10 o'clock at night, and this one house that we kept passing, this one farmhouse, I think he like noticed our truck passing his house every night. So one night we're leaving work, and he followed us all the way out to the edges of town. Twice, not once, twice.
Yep.
And I'm glad my little brother didn't react in the way that he wanted to react, because he just had got out of jail from 3 years, and he was ready to stop the car, hop out, and shoot shit out of somebody.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna put myself on mute real quick. I gotta go answer the door.
Okay. Shots. Where you went? That's my boo thing. Now all of this is getting out of hand, and they'd have been better off leaving well enough alone. But as we all know by now, they don't have the best perception of danger. I mean, I'm gonna release some more documents today, I guess. This this situation just get messier and messier by the minute, man. There's so many angles. Lord, Ramil gonna leave me up here by myself. I ain't got no topic. Man, oh man, oh man. Y'all try. They try to take my interview, y'all. They try to take the elders from the trio. I think Uma came out because she saw Polite was going to jail. Man. Yeah, Empress, they did a lot of that back in the days. They used to take over people's houses, like jack them up, and then they'll leave them when they done, and then don't really,
Boy, I walk out the room for 5 seconds and you in here getting in this shit.
Oh, you talking about him?
Yeah. Walk out the room for 5 seconds, he in here getting in this shit. He always after my stuff.
Of course, your stuff is the best stuff.
Always after my stuff. I give him, he got his own toys to play with. You give him those toys, he'll put them down, go straight for my stuff. Oh God, being spoiled. But yeah. What time are you going live? Cause I was ready to close. I'm ready to close this one
In a few
down
minutes.
and get him situated. And okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna close this one down, end this
But give me a
live,
minute because
and
I
get
got.
him
I'm
situated and
texting
head
somebody.
right over to yours. Oh, that's gonna give me time to get him situated and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm about to end this one, and I'll see you over there.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
All right, family. That's all the time I got for right now. I'll be back later on today with probably an exclusive. If not, I'm coming back with some more knowledge, more videos, more content. You already know. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. But most importantly, share this video because it's all about the message, baby. It's your boy, the one and only Remy El Ma'at. You are now tuned into Ma'at TV. I see you when I see you. Till then, peace.